Hey now family, welcome back to the channel. And today we're talking about the true history of R&B music. That's right, we're gonna go all the way back to before they even called it R&B. And I want you to really hear this because this history is our history. Let's get into it. Now, when I was coming up in the 60s and 70s, R&B was already a powerhouse, but the roots of it, they go deeper. Back in the 1920s and 30s, the music that black folks were making, the blues, the jazz, the gospel shouts that found their way into dance halls, the record companies didn't call it popular music. They called it race music. That's what it said on the records. And it wasn't just about marketing. It was about keeping black music in a box, separate from what they called mainstream. But let me tell you something. Even though they tried to keep it separate, our music spoke to everybody because it was real. It came out of our lives, out of the churches, the cotton fields, the city streets. Folks like Bessie Smith, Ma Rainey, and later Louis Jordan, they were telling our stories, singing our pain, our joy, our everyday struggles and triumphs. That music was the voice of Black America long before it was ever respected by the mainstream. Now, as we moved into the 1940s, things started to shift. Black folks were migrating north, looking for better opportunities, and we brought our sounds with us. The music was changing. That old blues was picking up a new rhythm, getting more electric, more up-tempo. Folks wanted to dance, to feel good after hard days working at the factory or the shop. That's when a fella named Jerry Wexler, a writer for Billboard at the time, came along and decided to stop calling it race music on the charts. In 1949, he came up with the title Rhythm and Blues. And while that sounds like just a name change, it meant a lot. See, race music was tied to segregation, to trying to keep black artists and their work on the margins. Calling it rhythm and blues gave it room to grow, to cross over, even if the industry still wasn't giving us our fair due. And R&B did grow. We had Ruth Brown bringing that voice that could shake a room, Ray Charles taking gospel and blues and cooking up a whole new sound, Big Joe Turner shaking the walls with that jump blues. R&B was about making people feel something, whether you were out on the dance floor or sitting on your porch with a cold drink. But I'll tell you the truth, family, as R&B got more popular, we started seeing other folks, especially white artists, taking that sound and making big money off of it. Now, I'm not saying they didn't love the music. I believe many of them did. But too often, black artists who created these sounds didn't get the credit or the checks they deserved. That's just the reality. But you know what? R&B kept on. Through the 50s, it fed rock and roll. Through the 60s, it became soul. Think Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin. Through the 70s, it gave us funk. And in the 80s and 90s, we had R&B hitting the charts, raising babies, filling the airwaves, Luther Vandross, Anita Baker, Boyz II Men, Mary J. Blige. Now today, R&B's still here, still shape-shifting. You hear it from the artists named H.E.R. and artists like SCA and Lucky Day. You hear that history in every note because R&B never stopped telling our story. So next time you put on your favorite R&B song, remember, you're listening to music that started as race music, born out of struggle, out of love, out of community, music that changed the world. If you like this video and want more history like it, go ahead and give me a like, hit that subscribe, and let me know in the comments who's the R&B artist that speaks to your soul. Until next time, family, stay blessed, stay soulful. I'll see y'all in the next one.